And I'm live again. How's everyone today? Today I taught, I know the title of this says the last of my regulars, but it's not totally true, not 100% accurate. I have one next week actually. So how are you all? Is everyone else, have they said goodbye to most of their regulars, or are there still some they have next week? Today I taught one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I always count this as two, so I have 8 students. And so all of these are or have been regulars at some point. These top two here that I had this morning, they're not regulars that I've seen for years, like since I've been with them. And the rest, the ones I had from 6 a.m. down to the end of last class, I don't know why I stopped opening these slots sometimes because I don't know, but they've all been with me for quite a while. Actually, not as long. She hasn't been with me, I'd say, since probably the beginning of this calendar year. She's been with me, so that's still a good amount of time. She's a very, very good. I started with her when oh, what is that? What's that program called? Journey, like that book Journey class, that they had for a while. That's how I found her. She booked me for those classes, and then when she, I guess, finished her whatever they paid with them, and she went back to her level 7 courses, then she picked me up as well. And I think she had another teacher for a while as well, so she'd alternate between me and another or maybe 2 other teachers. And then lately she's been with me. I'm thinking maybe the other teachers either changed their times or left, or maybe they just went with me, who knows, full time. And so, but these other ones like Scott, Brandon, Kimmy, Jackie, they've been with me for a long time. One of them, Brandon, I met him. I started in October, like toward the beginning of October, like October 8th or 7th. Okay, I met him like that Halloween, like later that month, and he's been with me ever since. Same thing for Scott, Kimmy as well. They've been with me since that fall winter season, and then Jackie joined me that later spring of 2020, probably early spring. So those ones have been with me for quite a while. The ones I've had today, those ones, and there's been some other ones there this week that's been with me for a while. But it was neat seeing them for one more time, especially some of these, like Tom. I've seen him off and on. I don't know if he's a regular or not. I have to see, but you can see I gave him a little light bulb because he's smart, a little happy face, and a little party, a little party emoji because he's kind of funny. Um, I give this one a score. I love him to death. He's my super. I picked him up. He was 4 years old in level 3, and he could have been level 4 at 3 years old, but just the vocabulary and the topics of discussions were probably a little bit more advanced than his age would have, permitted him to do, I'm sure. And so I remember he was smoking level 3, but it's just, again, the maturity part is the reason why they wouldn't want to put him, I'm sure, in level 4 as a 3-year-old. But because he loves to go off on tangents. He adds to the story. He'll add to it. He'll relate it to his life, and he'll say, you know what, and give a story. He'll go on and in wonderful English too. I'm not having to really correct his grammar hardly ever. Mostly things I do with him are during reading, he'll mispronounce some of the bigger words, and we just keep learning. Now he did, like, when we get to the math portion, because he was like kindergarten, first grade. And so we were doing like multiplication. He struggled with that, division, some fractions like that. He struggled a little bit. So those ones I always had to go over like hand on hand with him. But he knew like the whole process and knew all the English words for it. And Jackie, he was my last student. He is Jackie Chan. He and I love Marvel. So every time we have class, we talk about Marvel. What's our favorite Marvel movie? I'll do this. Let me go back to the screen I use for. This is the screen I use for my VIPKid students. I give them a star. I go like that. You get a star. And I go and push the star button. And he, because of Marvel, our superhero, fans of superheroes, he calls me Starman. He goes, Starman to the rescue. And then I throw a star at him like that. I do have some next week, like 3. When I say some, definition of some is 3 or more, I guess. And so I do have 3 next week. Mavis, I know for sure. Very, very good. I love her. She has a really good family. They live outside of China. Sophia, this is a new one. So I don't know. I had her here, but then she moved over here to Friday. So apparently, for her to be able to move, like book, she booked like halfway through sometime last week she booked it. So they booked after the cutoff, and they've been able to move their schedule after the cutoff. So she has to live outside of China, I'm sure. And Brandon's my regular. That's the one with the little squirrel there. Somehow he was the only one I had of my regulars. I have a bunch of regulars, probably well, not a bunch. I would say on my, let's look at my phone list and see how many. I think they put it under interested, don't they? I think it is, let me see, students. Oh, I have 51 interested students. Okay. So yeah, has like total interested students, it's 50. And so, well, the outside page says 51, but then it says 50 inside there. So I guess, but I'll have set you as their regular teacher. So out of those 50, a lot of those I'm sure have dropped off Facebook over time. And they just, left the program probably a while back. They just never changed their profile, which is fine. So yeah, it's, but he was the only one that was either booked me or was able to book that far out, just the way it worked out for that. So I would like to see, I have my schedule open when I can teach on these days. These open spaces, because usually, except for Thursdays, I'll book it way down. But these particular days, all my students, my education students on campus where I work in my full-time job, they go out and get their observation hours. You do that when you're in a teacher ed program. And then I have to go see them at least once or twice a semester, teach a lesson, like each semester. So those are times I was scheduled to go see them. So now that we're getting into November, all the students are realizing we're getting to the end of the semester. And so they're trying to get their observation in for me to look at. And so I kept this open because this is our last class, because I don't want, that's happened to me before with a student I had to say goodbye to. And I've had to move on to the next class to either a new student, a student I really wasn't too keen on. And so I'm going to keep that open just in case, because my luck, if I open that one, someone would book, which I'll take, at this point, I'll take any booking I get. But I have other things open here. They can book for that. But I don't want that. I want to keep that open so that we don't have to rush. I don't want to rush that last class with him, because it takes a lot of effort and to keep him within the 25 minutes. I don't think there's ever been a time we've finished in 25 minutes. Usually they'll book like regularly before like all the schedules start getting all wonky with everyone getting as much as they can. And with my schedule changing, they usually booked whatever my last class was on Sunday. Well, weekend got stripped from us. And so they moved to like later in the week. And they would put him as my last class on the day because of, I want to say that's why, because of that. I don't know. They've never said that, but I'm assuming. But here, I'll make sure, because I don't want to rush that. I don't want to rush our last time together. Mavis, I think she's going to be able to book for, continue booking. And I'm glad, because I like her. I like her family a lot. They're good people. And then I don't know. I don't have anything after that scheduled. I just went ahead and just flung everything open. That weekend, I'm going to go see my brother in North Carolina. We're going to a football game or something. And so I just flung it wide open just to see, just to throw the bait out there and see what I can get from people from other, outside of China. Who knows? But now with the global platform coming, I don't want to keep that open to see. Even Thanksgiving Day, I flung that open because at 10 p.m. I'm not going to be eating dinner still. And that morning we never do anything. So I think it's very safe to say that I'm not going to get booked all night with VIPKid. That'd be nice. I wouldn't turn it down at this point. So anyway, that's that. It's good to say, well, not good to say goodbye, but I'm glad I got to see some of these students. There are some students that I wish I could have seen again before they left or before they departed. And there were some spots I wish could have been filled by a regular, not and some of the students who were less desirable students. But let me look at Ashley. Let me see what hers is. Let me see if anybody actually says where she's from. I'm interested in seeing. Here she is, Sophia. I've never had her, of course. Teacher tips. See, I hate when they do that. Oh, Oh, okay. She lives in Tokyo, Japan. Okay, good. This right here, that gets under my skin when people just put their initials. That's so stupid. You know, at least, well, same person, they put excellent student, whatever. But 5 stars. She was able to read very well. She talked about how the scientist's feelings change about the bird. Oh, okay. This is a very good like talker. But she lives in Tokyo, Japan. Oh, that's awesome. I hope she stays. Um, I hope she stays with me and like keeps booking. It looks like she is going to be a good. Oh, there she is, right there. And so I better not put their face like on. I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I'll blur that out when I go back to edit my live. I'm gonna go back and blur that out. It wasn't a bad picture, but I know we don't want to. I'm sure parents don't appreciate sharing their kids' faces on social media. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm very impressed. Is Brandon Mavis? So I wonder what's going to change when they update to the. Let's look at my status here. My 6 apples. When they change to the global platform. Where am I at in West Virginia? I was number 4 earlier. I'm back down. I fluctuate between. I got 2 1 week. I got 2nd place in our state one time this month. Usually I end the week at 4. This week I'm at 6 in West Virginia. It's my 6th. I'm the 6th teacher in West Virginia. Again, I've never been 1. This is Jason, Teacher Jay. He is a powerhouse when it comes to teaching all day and all night. You probably have seen him on Casey's channel. She's had him once or twice there. He lives in the northern part of our state. Let's see if anybody's online here. But yeah, I'm usually at 6. I've been 2 or 3. 2 has been the furthest I've been up. I've never been 1 again because again he teaches days and nights, and I'm sure usually by now he's like in the 500 or 600 points like that because he just works all day all night. Of course, he works all the slots filled back to back to back to back to back. I think he takes like a 30-minute break. He teaches overnight every night. I think these two, with this one, Mike, I see her up there a lot as well. Let's see if I know anybody. West Virginia is a small state, so I'm bound to see. I've never seen anybody that I actually know. I have, because August, a former student of mine, I taught her in high school, and then I taught with her when we both taught at the same high school. Let me see if she's here. No, she probably wouldn't be. She was saying she was having trouble getting bookings. Did I say? Oh, that said Julie, but they had like a man's picture there. I'm gonna go back and look at the replay. There's like a man's picture of the Julie, and then when I look closer, it changed to a female. Denver. I don't know. Some of these, the pictures are so small. I think I would know them, but I don't. That looks like an Abigail that I know, but you wouldn't know about it just the letters there like that. And here's I don't think I know. Not that everybody in West Virginia knows each other, so I don't think that. But we are a very small state, and so after a teacher, if any of these are brick or mortar teachers, then we may have ran into each other at a conference or something. But Jason J, I know him. I know of him. I've never met him in person, but I know he's been on YouTube on Casey's YouTube channel once or twice, and I know he lives up in Morgantown. That's the northern part of our state. I do. All right. Well, I wonder if they're going to keep doing this, keep our perks. I've used all my stuff here. I do have some things I need to. I'm gonna give all my gems away today to somebody because I don't really need them anymore. What am I going to do with them? But all righty. How was your morning? How was your last group? Let me make sure I need to open up. Usually I keep these open just because you get points in the little ranking system if you open short notice and they get unbooked. If on the short notice ones. So just see how I end for the week. Of course, knowing those ones, they probably have some other people outside of China. So it looks like I have Mavis. She lives in Hong Kong. And just Sophia. It looks like she lives in Japan per her profile. And this is my little Brandon. Again, It was 3 years old, no, 4 years old when I found him. He found me like he was 4 years old and like mid-level 3, and his English was perfect almost. But you know, being 4 years old, like level 4 and level 5 goes into topics that aren't really. It's kind of hard for a 4-year-old to comprehend, probably. So, but he could easily have done that. He could have read it, but it'd have been like hard to discuss those things with him. All righty. Well, thank you all who have came. Okay, whatever. All right. Thank you all for coming. I will see you all next time. Bye bye.